Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to the State in History, aka TDH. I am A.O. Xander, UVRU, and we will be joined by Nicole and Loon here shortly. Today is, of course, what was this day? aka Wednesday, correct? Yes, August 19th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a 42-page document to go through today, so a little on the longer side, but look at all these tabs I have lined up for us. Pretty good show lined up today. Starting us off in the year 295 BC, the first temple to Venus, the Roman goddess of love, beauty, and fertility, was dedicated by Quintus Fabius Maximus Gurgis during the Third Samnite War. Didn't we cover this yesterday? But here's what was discovered when I image searched this article. Where'd it go? There it is. So, right there. So we have the first ever temple to Venus, the Roman goddess of love. So it's a very small image, but there's an artist depiction of it. And this is another artist depiction right here with Alamy logos slapped all over it with their watermarks, and of course. So, but what else do we got here? We have the Loon joining the show right now. We were just talking about the Temple of Venus. We spoke about this yesterday, I think. So I'm going to move on up to 43 BC. Octavian, later known as Augustus, compelled the Roman Senate to elect him consul. So in the wake of the murder of Julius Caesar, his nephew and heir, Octavian, used the threat of military force to compel the Roman Senate to elect him consul. That would do it. No.
Yeah.
797, it's Byzantine Emperor Constantine VI was seized by supporters of his mother, Irene, deposed and blinded. Yikes. 947, Abu Yazid, a Kharijite rebel leader, was defeated and killed in the Haduna Mountains in modern-day Algeria by Fatimid forces. 1153, after a 6-month siege, Baldwin III of Jerusalem captured Ascalon, obtaining a vast amount of plunder and securing the southern border of the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Just to let you know, I think the guy, because the Loon and I, we watched Kingdom of Heaven the other day. I have it on DVD and everything. It was Baldwin IV. Was this guy? Yeah, Baldwin IV. So that's the fourth. So the guy with the mask, he came after this guy. Or at some point. We were talking about Baldwin III.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean the next guy's Baldwin IV. It could be Henry VIII or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not, but and it wasn't much longer after this, so I think he probably did come after him. But yeah, Baldwin IV. That was the guy with the mask, the Leper King, and everything. In 1263, King James I of Aragon censored Hebrew writing. Why that? Why is he censoring Hebrew writing? Why? Here we go again. What's going on? A disputation of Barcelona, medieval Jewish-Christian debate. I wasn't expecting to find something here. It was a formal ordered medieval disputation between representatives of Christianity and Judaism regarding whether Jesus was the Jewish Messiah. Well, no, he wasn't. That was Moses. It was held at the royal palace of King James I of Aragon in the presence of the king, his court, and many prominent ecclesiastical dignitaries and knights between Dominican friar Pablo Cristiani, a convert from Judaism to Christianity, and Nachmanides, a leading medieval Jewish scholar, philosopher, physician, Kabbalist, and biblical commentator. Kabbalist. That's, I don't like that. The Kabbalah is usually not a good thing. So anyway, let's see. Disputation of Barcelona. Disputation of Barcelona. This link and all other links we collect throughout the show will appear in the underbar of the description below after the live stream. We already have a lot of cool things down there, though, including but unlimited to all things Omni Coalition. Various sources that we use to make these articles that we're reading from. The music in the background and a handful of other nifty little stuff. Anyway, 1274... the Edward I was crowned King of England at Westminster Abbey after returning from the Ninth Crusade.
Whoa.
So they already had 9 crusades by 1274. 1399, King Richard II of England surrendered to his cousin Henry Bolingbroke at Flint Castle after promising to abdicate if his life was spared. Well, I mean, if your life wasn't spared, would you still be ruling? I mean, you're not really bargaining well here, there, bub. No. 1504, Battle of Knockdoe, the bloodiest battle of medieval Ireland, was fought in Galway between two Anglo-Irish lords. Gearoyd Fitzgerald, Lord Deputy, defeated Ulrich Finn Burke. Okay. It's telling me to image search this, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to bring up images of these battles and everything. And yeah, here's the artist rendition of this fight. So we have people with axes and helmets, and yeah, like they have this guy, his legs are very undefended. Like they have helmets and they have mail, covering almost to their knees, but then you can swing low, and sweet chariot, and then hit the ankle.
Yeah.
So 1571, Mary Queen of Scots arrived in Leith, Scotland, to assume the throne after spending 13 years in France. So she was at the age of 18 at this point. 1600, Dutch ship Lefty reached Japan, barely making it across the Pacific with 25 crew members, including English navigator William Adams. Its cannons later played an important role in the Battle of Sekigahara. Huh. That's pretty interesting there. 1665, the world's most mysterious book, a codex known as the Voynich Manuscript and written in an unknown script, was sent by the rector of Charles University in Prague to a Jesuit scholar. It is now in Yale University's Voynich Library and is still undeciphered.
Oh, wow, that answered my question.
Mm-hmm. So here's an image right here of a couple pages and everything, but as it said, it's written in an unknown script. It has not been deciphered, and these drawings and everything, it depicts plants and animals and everything that don't exist.
Oh.
Yeah, right here we have so whatever the heck this is, some kind of plants, flower, whatever, but it's almost as if it's from another reality or something. Some people suspect it to be an incredibly complex medieval hoax that somebody or multiple people got together and just made the entire thing up just to fuck with people in the future. Because they were doing archaeology back in the day. I mean, even in ancient times they were doing archaeology of stuff of even ancienter things. So digging up the past is nothing new. It's been around for thousands of years.
Right.
And there's people today that are filming themselves intentionally, they put an aluminum skeleton, like a human skeleton, but it's made of aluminum, and they bury it under their house. And they're like, oh, in 5,000 years when people dig this up, they'll be like, oh my goodness, people's bones were made of metal? People do things so. If we did that today, there's nothing saying that we didn't do things like. So it is a possibility that whole thing could be just a massive hoax. Anyway, 1666, during the Second Anglo-Dutch War, Rear Admiral Robert Holmes led a raid on the Dutch island of Terschelling, destroying 116 to 160 merchant ships.
Ooh,
yeah, I know, and then it's kind of odd. Usually, whenever you're 150, is that 115 or 150? Because of 15, 50, 50, teens and D's sound familiar, or sound very similar. So, it's very odd. This is the first time, to my knowledge, I've ever had anything saying both sides of that, 116 to 106D.
Yeah.
If I'm making any sense.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know. But we covered this a little bit recently, the merchant ships, as an act later known as Holmes's Bonfire. So we covered this, and I'm going to look this up here really quick, image search. You should recognize this. I showed this image 3-4 days ago. Remember this?
I don't.
I
see so much.
Yeah, we do cover a lot. So, 1691, Battle of Slankman, the bloodiest battle of the century. Austrian Habsburg forces defeated the Ottoman Empire, the Ottoman army, not empire. The Ottoman, well, I guess they were defeating the empire, killing Grand Vizier Koprolu Fazil Mustafa Pasha. Okay. So I need to image search this now, so I'm going to do that really quick. Just more images of battle and destruction and wars. 1692, 5 more people: George Jacob Sr., Martha Carrier, George Burroughs, John Proctor, and John Willard were hanged after being convicted of witchcraft during the Salem witch trials in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. I'm not going to image search this. I don't want to see people getting hanged. 1725, J.S. Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach, led the first performance of Lob den Herren, den Maschinen König der Echen, BWV 137, a cantata setting the unchanged text of Neander's hymn. Okay. 1745, Jacob Uprising in 1745, Bonnie Prince Charlie raised the standard at Glenfinnan, Scotland, igniting the Second Jacobite Rebellion. I saw you shrugging about this this Bach thing.
Yeah, I just don't even know what it was. So over my head.
I don't either, but it sounds interesting. Like setting the unchanged text. Why is it an unchanged text? And why is he setting it? What's the significance? So, I'm hoping to, spur viewers to be like, what is that? And then they go look it up themselves.
Yeah.
Whether or not they disclose to us their findings, it would be nice to know. But regardless, if I'm inspiring just, one person out there to go pursue their own path of self-education, then my mission is complete. That's what all this is about. To get people to go out and, I'm getting my own self-education. Now I'm bringing it out there, to get people excited about stuff. There's a lot of this all happened on this day, throughout all the years, all these stuff that I'm reading off of here. 1768, Empress Catherine II commissioned a new version of the St. Isaac's Cathedral in St. Petersburg, Russia. Now, this didn't make the thumbnail. It almost did, but I had too many pictures for the thumbnail. I had 14, 15 or something.
Oh, wow.
So, and I'm supposed to only have 9 plus my placeholder. But look at that. That's gorgeous. Yeah. And but everything in the thumbnail, it was very scrutinally picked over. But look at the interior.
Ooh.
I know. That's the first thing I saw. Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to go visit this really, really badly. I mean, even at night, it looks hauntingly beautiful with the way the light is hitting it right there. 1772, King Gustav III seized control of the Swedish government in a coup d'etat and restored royal authority, ending the parliamentary dominance of the Age of Liberty. Oh, man. Gustav III of Sweden staged a coup d'etat in which he assumed power and enacted a new constitution that divided power between the Riksdag and the king. Yeah, friggin' bourgeois. 1782, Battle of Blue Licks, 50 loyalists and 300 indigenous warriors ambushed and rout 182 Kentucky militiamen, including Daniel Boone in Kentucky County, Virginia, in one of the last battles of the American Revolutionary War.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it says here from other source, the last major engagement of the war, almost 10 months after the surrender of the British commander Charles Cornwallis following the siege of Yorktown. So it's already been 10 months since Yorktown.
Wow.
Now, that was the start of Yorktown, I believe, because the siege, lasted for several months.
Sounds like a startup skirmish.
Yeah, well, it's the last major battle. 1787, Sultan Abdul Hamid I declared war against the Russian Empire in an effort to regain territories lost in previous conflicts, starting the Russo-Turkish War of 1787 to 1792. 1791, Benjamin Banneker sent a copy of his almanac and wrote a letter to Thomas Jefferson criticizing his pro-slavery stance and requesting justice for black citizens, African Americans, whatever, using language from the Declaration of Independence. That's one way to stuff it into his own face. Yeah, hell yeah. 1793, yellow fever epidemic in Philadelphia, which was then the U.S. capital, had its first fatality and lasted until November, killing around 5,000 people ultimately. Yikes.
Whoa.
In the capital. Wow. 3 years later, Spain and France signed an anti-British alliance, possibly due to their involvement in helping us, the colonists, during the Revolution. Because we all know that France helped us, but Spain acted as a belligerent too. They helped us a little bit as well. Not nearly as much as France, but they did help.
They're trying to stick it to the British more than anything.
Yeah.
They didn't care about us so much.
Yeah, true. That's cold, but true. U.S. warship in 1812, the Constitution defeated the British warship Geary. So during the War of 1812, Stadian frigate USS Constitution defeated the British frigate HMS Geary off the coast of Nova Scotia in Canada, earning the nickname Old Ironsides.
Ah, yeah.
Yes. 1813, Gervasio Antonio de Posadas joined Argentina's second triumvirate. It's telling me to look up this triumvirate, but we don't have the time. We're going to keep on going here. If anybody wants to look up this Argentina's second triumvirate, let us know what it is in the comments. That'd be great. 1816, Java returned to Dutch rule after being controlled by the British for 5 years. That doesn't seem like that long of a time, because we're going to be talking about somebody getting independence after 100 years of British rule. And India was at what, 150, 200 something years they got independence?
Yeah. I don't know what the number is, but it's a long time.
We covered it recently. It was like 172 years of British rule or something. Anyway, 1821, a liberal conspiracy to overthrow King Louis the 18th, failed after authorities uncovered the plot, thwarting an effort to end the restored Bourbon monarchy. 2 centuries ago, 1826, Canada Company was chartered to colonize Upper Canada, Ontario.
Ah.
Yeah, the Canada Company. We spoke about that, how they had the entire bay and everything.
Yeah.
1839, Louis Daguerre's Daguerreotype photographic process with complete working instructions was published free to the world in Paris as a gift from the French government. That's awesome. You know, like nothing like that happens anymore these days. Like people don't invent things and just give it to the world for free.
Yeah.
Like even if they do give it to the world for free, it's there's too much technology to be taken advantage of. If something is free, that means you are the product. So it's gathering information about you to sell. So nothing is free. So that's a shame. But yeah, here's a daguerreotype process. It shows you the whole thing and how to do it, what chemical to use to expose it, all that jazz. And yeah, just here. This is how I figured out how to take pictures. Here, the whole world, but not behind a paywall. How wonderful.
Yeah.
1848, New York Herald was the first major Eastern newspaper to report the discovery of gold in California, even though the gold rush started in January. So it took a while to
get across the country,
Yeah, exactly. So, but we have right
and
here.
The more it spread, the more people went.
Mm-hmm. Now we have here an example of the California Herald from the year 1848, but it's March 17th. Gold found. So there you go. So it still took a month within the state it was found in to spread. So let alone several months. So when you think about it, that's actually pretty fast as it's within the same year.
And I'm sure by the time it got to the East Coast, it was 3 times the size of the discovery, and everything got blown up. And
bloviated.
Bloviated.
Actually, if I click on this, actually I didn't mean to click on this. I want to open this image. I can't figure it, but it says March 30th, 1852 or something. I don't know. It's very small. It's hard to read.
Well, that's
but
way later.
Yeah. So that's not even the newspaper but that was the New York Herald. Anyway, 1854, the First Sioux War began when United States Army soldiers killed Lakota Chief Conquering Bear, and when they returned, they were massacred. That would do it.
The chief, they're gonna get pissed.
Yeah, 1861, Confederate Congress allied with the government of Missouri. Well, I mean, they're say it a different way. It's misery, and so yeah. 1862, during the Dakota War, during an uprising in Minnesota, Lakota warriors decided not to attack a heavily defended Fort Wrigley, and instead turned to the new settlement of New Ulm, killing white settlers along the way.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were on their land.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That they rightfully stole from other tribes. There is no original owner. Like all the argument, white man came, took my land. Yeah, well, you took your land from another tribe and they took it from another. How far back down the history do we have to go to find the actual original owner? It doesn't exist.
No.
So, 1886, Carl Graham survived his second ride in a barrel down Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls.
You're right, I missed it.
Yeah.
So, the key there is second time.
Yes.
The guy did it again.
Apparently. Yeah, so, and actually, although the barrel broke and he had to swim some and permanently lost hearing in one ear. Well, I mean, he could have died, so... Yeah. But see, here's the interesting part. I'm not sure which one... I think this is the first barrel. Because it says here, he was the first person, yada yada. And then, here's this other one. This looks like a different barrel, although it could be the angle, because I can kind of see how this looks like the same one. I don't know. But this is definitely a different barrel.
Yeah.
So... I'm not sure. And it just says people, so this could be somebody else's barrel. I don't know. 1887, Dmitry Mendeleev made a solo ascent by balloon to an altitude of 11,500 feet, or 3.5 kilometers above Klin in Russia to observe an eclipse. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
1891, William Huggins described the astronomical application of spectroscopy. Spectroscopy. I'm going to look that up. Neither have I. So here we go. What is this spectroscopy? It's a field of study that measures and interprets electromagnetic spectra as it interacts with matter. Oh, so like gases and particles and everything, wavelengths of light and everything here.
Yeah.
In narrower context, spectroscopy is this precise study of color as generalized from radiated visible light to all bands of the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, I can wrap my mind around this here. So, spectroscopy, spectropsy. 1897, the first electric taxis drove in London. I want to show you like a really okay, we've gotten that one. Oh, there's Old Ironsides right there.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot to look that up. There's that camera. Okay, now this looks terrifying. Like they're all just like they're lined up and they go right into the fog. But I'm not sure if you can see from as far away as you are, but they are different people. The hats are different. The faces are different. So it's not like a Photoshop where you just copied and pasted. Yeah. That is actually an actual photo of people lined up. That's kind of nightmarish, like to see there. Yeah, here it is right there. But these are electric taxis. You know, it's.
I'll be darned. Yeah.
But see, like people like Elon Musk and everything, they're going around with their Tesla cars, like oh blah blah, brand new technology. No, it's not. This technology is well over a century old. Number one, number two. The Aptera, now granted, it's designed by aerospace and rocket engineers, and the current one that I'm talking about seats 2 people, and has a solar panel for a roof and everything. But granted, in like 2004, 2005, when it came out, it was getting the equivalent of 360 some odd miles to the gallon, with the equivalent of a charge and all that stuff. It blew, even if you if you added like more seats and make it more equivalent to like one of Musk's Tesla cars, it still blows it out of the water. These purposely holding the technology back, having us have like lowered, retarded things,
Does the Aptera still exist?
Yes, it does.
Oh, they still make it.
Well, they got bought out by GM and then it dissolved, but then it's recently come back.
Oh, okay.
Under its old thing. I don't know what happened, how they got it from GM, or I don't know what, but yeah, no, like all this stuff. It's just a way to get everybody to think, ooh, new stuff. Let's play with it, And then it also it's a Trojan horse to bring in all the control stuff that's coming in and everything. So. Anyway, 1900, start of the first and only Olympic cricket match as Great Britain defeated France by 158 runs in Paris. So cricket was even in the Olympics at one point.
One too many.
And I have a photo of it right there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a good photo, yeah.
That is. From 1900. That's a 126-year-old photo of the first and last cricket, first and only cricket match.
Yeah, the only one.
Yeah. So in Olympics. Wouldn't it be hilarious if they brought it back? Actually, I thought they were.
If it ever goes down to Australia or anything, they'll probably bring it back as an exhibition.
No, I could have sworn I thought I heard them saying that they're going to bring it in for the Olympics out here. Yeah.
But they may. I haven't heard of that.
That'll be hilarious. 900G.
We have to go to a cricket match. I can see it.
No, we got to stay. I don't want to have my brain kill itself from the confusion, So. I get enough of that already. 903, Philadelphia Phillies suffered a record 9th consecutive postponed game.
Oh, man.
Yikes. We also have the Transfiguration Uprising broke out in East Thrace, resulting in the establishment of the Stranza Commune. What is that? Stranza Commune. I'm going to look that up here really quick. Stranza Commune. All right. I don't like the word commune. That looks like a terrifying flag. It was a short-lived anarchist commune in East Thrace. Oh, well, I don't need to...
East what?
Thrace.
I don't know where that is.
I think like Sicily.
Oh, okay.
Thrace. Where is Thrace? No, it's Bulgaria and Turkey. Location in modern game. I was nowhere close. So anyway, Stranza Commune. Throw this link up there. Moving on up, what else do we got here? 1909, Wild Bob Berman won his first major auto race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, earning the Presto Light Trophy. The 100-lap, 250-mile race was completed by only 3 of the 9 cars, and 1 racer and 1 mechanic were killed in a crash.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. It's a wild race right there. 1911, MLB New York Giants pitcher Christy Mathewson lost against the Cincinnati Reds after 22 consecutive wins against the team. Well, you can't win them all. 1913, Frenchman Adolphe Clifton Pagud made the first parachute jump in Europe. You know, why would anyone jump out of a perfectly good plane? You know, well, it's a test of parachute. And then now we use it as, you know, ways to fight fires, ways to fight each other. And, like, I don't know what this diagram is. It's like a loop-to-loop or something. It's weird. So, or I guess it's an aerial maneuver because they're doing a loop but also spinning. So I don't know what that is. 1914, Elmer Rice's courtroom drama On Trial premiered at the Candler Theater in New York City, using innovative flashbacks to recount the events behind a murder trial. That's interesting.
Sounds weird.
Yeah. 1914, well, think about it. Like, the theory of flashback theory, that's more of a visual thing. Mm-hmm. And, like, how can you pull that off with a stage play?
I don't know.
You know? So, I guess, like, you know, the other half of the stage, like, you light up half the stage, you light up another half, or something, like I don't know. Because, like, when you really think about
concept.
Yeah, because, like, flashback seems so blasé and overused nowadays, but when you think about the concept, it's only 100 or so years old. It's a fairly new, it's a visual medium.
Yeah.
And prior to this, like, you know, when was it done in plays? When was the even concept of like, how do you visually represent looking into the past without, like, you know, it being in a movie or a TV show or something? How do you do it live on stage? You know?
I don't know. They may do it with lights. I honestly don't have an answer for that.
Well, I'm not. I'm just asking hypothetically.
Yeah, no, I got that.
1914, the German army executed 150 Belgians by firing squad. I presume that's during World War I. It has to be.
Yeah.
We also have Harris Theater. Chandler, Cohn, and Harris opened at 226 West 42nd Street, New York City. Who were they? Who's Chandler, Cohn, and Harris? I never heard of them.
Yeah,
have you?
No.
Huh. Sam H. Harris Theater. I guess that was the name of the current use. Demolished. Oh, well, I guess it's not used anymore. Closed in 1994. Oh, so it was around for exactly 80 years. Well, not exactly, but yeah. Huh. 1914 as well. In a message to the Senate, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson urged the stadium people to be neutral in fact as well as name. Wow, what a hypocrite. Like, first off, we spoke about this yesterday, number one. Number two, neutral in fact as well as name, while we're actively sending munitions to one side of the war?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we were in 1914, but we eventually did.
Well, wasn't the Lusitania in 1914?
I don't know.
Hold on a second. Lusitania sunk. 1915. Okay.
Well, we were still mucking it up covertly.
Well, yeah.
In 1914.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the Lusitania, like by then we were
full blown,
like supporting it, even though declaring neutrality. By 1916, I think we declared war, or no, maybe 1917, 1918. I think we got boots on the ground, and then that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and then we won. The Allies, that is. 1915, British liner SS Arabic was sunk by a German submarine without warning while leaving Liverpool for New York, killing 44 and creating a diplomatic incident. 1915 as well, rationing laws went into effect in the Netherlands. We also have the Battle of Van began. This is no longer in either source, so it could be a migrated article. I'm not entirely sure. It's an interesting name for battle. The Battle of Van. Like, the shoes, the vehicle.
Yeah.
Like,
ended up making shoes named Van.
Yeah. 1917, Sunday benefit baseball game at New York City's Polo Grounds resulted in John McGraw and Christy Mathewson's arrest for violating blue laws. Blue laws? What is that? Like, hold on a second. I'm just going to look up this entire article. Okay, well, what do you think could possibly be blue laws? Like,
I have no clue.
Blue laws.
The only equated to is red light, but you know that is obviously just a color.
Yeah, it was just giving me blue polo shirts. I'm looking for blue laws polo.
1917 blue laws.
1917. 1917. Yeah, it's baseball actually. 1970 blue laws baseball Sunday. Oh, would it be because Sunday?
Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Blue law blues. Baseball history comes alive. What is this blue law blues? Baseball blue laws. Okay, what is this? What is a blue law?
Probably couldn't play on Sunday.
There you go. Team arrested again. Yeah, legal Recidivism is a legal term referring to an individual's relapse into criminal behavior, essentially the tendency of someone convicted of a crime to offend again in the future. Okay, blue laws, opening from achieving business. Why does this look like an AI slop? Like, all the letters are weird. What is... The hand is backwards. This is an AI image. What the hell?
I don't know.
Like, Sunday laws. Okay, there you go. So, but this also looks like I don't know. Anyway, 1918, Irving Berlin's military musical review, Yip Yip Yap Hank, opened at the Century Theater and later transferred to the Lexington Theater in New York City. That's an interesting name there. 1919, after nearly 100 years of British control, Afghanistan declared independence. There you go. I was talking about this earlier. I didn't remember the actual country. 1920, the Tamblov Rebellion broke out in response to the Bolshevik policy of Prodrazyovyskaya. Let's look up this policy here. After alternately referred to, it was a policy and campaign of confiscation of grain and other agricultural products from peasants at nominal fixed prices according to specified quotas. So it was a type of communism type of thing, it sounds like. So this is Prodrazverska. I hope I spelled that correctly. In 1921, Detroit's Tiger Ty Cobb was the fourth and youngest player to achieve 3,000 hits against the Boston Red Sox. I wonder what his age was. This was 21. So, right there. So, let's see. This was in 1921. He was born in 1886. So,
So he's 40 years old, something like that, 41?
Wow. Youngest, okay, well, 3,000, that's a lot. So, 1931, Lefty Grove won an American League record-tying 16th consecutive game. 34, the first All-American Soapbox Derby was held in Dayton, Ohio. Yeah, and there's an actual photo of it, the actual first one. Wow. Right there. Because you know how I scrutinized everything? Yeah. I was looking at this, this just says All-American Soapbox Derby. Okay, you know, the 19th of August, that's the day. But, you know, you have this whole... You know, the text there, which would help understand what that is. Then I was looking at this, but this says July 18th. So that's not it. And then it's right here. Some historical images of the first soapbox derby. So you have this one, really cool. And you know, you have these, and yeah, so, yeah. 1934, the German referendum of 1934 approved Adolf Hitler's appointment as the head of state with the title Führer. We spoke about when he gave it to himself the other day, and now it's official. 36, trial against Lev Kamenev and Grigory Zinonev for Trotskyism opened in Moscow. So the Great Purge of the Soviet Union began when the first of the Moscow trials was convened. 39, 37.6 centimeters of rainfall in Tuckerton, New Jersey. The state record. What is that in inches? Centimeters to inches. Let's see here. 14.8 inches. Okay, that's a lot of water.
Yeah.
First flight of the B-25 Mitchell medium bomber on this date in 1940. There she is right there, the plane. Yeah.
Pretty modern for 1940.
Yeah. I mean, kind of, sort of.
I guess not. It's just all shiny and bright.
Yeah, it's all aluminum and everything. Yeah. Like the actual design, though, it's very faded. Appropriate. Yeah. Yeah. 1941, Mom's Time. Baseball umpire Joko Conlon ejected Pirates manager Frankie Frisch for coming onto the field holding an umbrella to get a rainout. Wow. Wow. How childish. You know, for the guy to walk out with an umbrella. What are you doing, idiot?
He wants the game to be rained out.
That's so stupid, though. 41, Romania annexed the Transnistria territory from the Soviet Union following Operation Barbarossa. So Germany and Romania signed the Tiraspol Agreement, rendering the region of Transnistria under control of the latter. Romania. What? Okay. Huh. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to figure it out. Why would Germany give anybody anything? You know, back in those days, I don't know. 1942, during World War II, over 4,000 Canadian and British soldiers were killed, wounded, or captured during a raid on Dieppe, France. So the 2nd Canadian Infantry Division led an amphibious assault by the Allied forces on Dieppe, France, and failed. Operation Jubilee, the Dieppe raid. 43, Belgian church excommunicated Nazi collaborator Leon Degrelle. Good. 44, last Japanese troops were driven out of India. We also have Nazi gave parts of Paris to the resistance. Paris police striked against Nazi occupiers. And why is this... okay, yeah. Liberation of Paris. Paris, France rose against German occupation with the help of Allied troops. All right.
Yeah.
45, Phillies Jimmy Fox at the age of 37 pitched the first 7 innings against the Reds and won. August Revolution, Viet Minh, led by Ho Chi Minh, took power in Hanoi, Vietnam. Loon's time, except it's 1 year after, 1947, and J. Ahrens and D. Van Dorpen synthesized vitamin A.
Oh.
Yeah. 1950, ABC began broadcasting Saturday morning kids shows, Animal Clinic and Acrobat Ranch. 51, Bill Veeck of the St. Louis Browns sent Eddie Gale, a 3-foot 7-inch or 1.09 meter tall little person, to pinch hit. He walked on 4 pitches. Believe it or not, that's not a kid.
Yeah, no, I've seen that picture before.
Ah, yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh. 1953, democratically elected Prime Minister of Iran, Mohammad Mossadegh, was overthrown in a coup orchestrated by the United Kingdom, under the name Operation Boot, and the United States under the name Tabajac's Project. So we were involved. The CIA and MI6 helped overthrow the government of Mohammad Mossadegh in Iran and reinstated the Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. We got to stop meddling with other people because we're still dealing with that crap. Leave people alone. You know, like the United States and the UK. It's ridiculous. 55, a 32.4 centimeters of rainfall in Burlington, Connecticut. State record. What is that in freedom units?
15, 16 inches?
Let's see here. 12.7.
Oh.
Yeah. 1955 as well, Hurricane Diane killed 200 people and became the first billion-dollar damage storm in the northeastern United States. Wow. Claiming 200... Oh, yeah, I already read that. 200 lives, so, yeah. What would 1 billion 855? So let's see here. 1955. Let's see here. $, 1,000 million billion 2025 2026. So what do you think it would be today? 1 billion.
6 billion?
6 billion?
Probably more.
I saw the number and I know you're wrong, unfortunately. 12 billion.
Wow.
$459,626,865.67 today. We have a child abduction. Amber alerts. Let's see here. Sulla Tillery is missing and believed to be in imminent danger. Last seen at 1100 hours in Los Angeles. Like, just Los Angeles, you ain't gonna find her, dude. Like, that city, you know, it's people disappear. 1955, U.S. raised import duty on bicycles by 50%. Wow. We also have Winds Radio in New York City announced it will not play white cover versions of R&B records, opting instead to play Fats Domino's Ain't That a Shame rather than Pat Boone's. I kind of find that a little, like, prejudice, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I understand, like, blah, blah, like, let's honor some you know, black people and everything, but to straight up say, oh, we ain't gonna play because you're white, excuse me?
Well,
you know?
Recognize the foundation where it came from, that's great. But if people do renditions of something, they're honoring that tradition.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter their color.
Well, apparently it does,
because that radio station it certainly did.
Well, to a lot of people that are not white, it does, unfortunately, for whatever reason. 57, and we're going to be talking about this again, except on the other foot. It's kind of weird. 57, the New York Giants board of directors voted 8-1 to move their baseball franchise to San Francisco in 1958. U.S. Major David Simmons reached 30,933 meters in a balloon. What is that in feet? So 30,933 meters to feet. Let's see here. What is that? 101,486 feet. That's up there in a balloon.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Now the Giants, the New York Giants, who moved out to San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
They did it simultaneously with the Los Angeles Dodgers. So they did 2 teams out here that could compete against each other and have a rival.
Hmm.
So they both moved out in '58, I believe it was.
So the Giants are baseball as well?
Yeah, New York Giants. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh. 1958, the NAACP Youth Council began a sit-in at a whites-only lunch counter at Katz Drug Store in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Now, hold on a second. Now, I just want to lay the groundwork. I'm completely against segregation, but I want to bring back up that thing that we just covered. Like, they're going to do a sit-in. Now, I know they're not related at all to the radio station, but just the energy behind it. The radio station specifically said, oh, we ain't going to play your honky-ass white Mayo, like, freaking bullshit.
Yeah.
But we're going to sit in at a whites-only thing because we don't want your hockey ass to have your own thing, even though we wouldn't let you join us. Like, yeah. This energy needs to stop. It's hateful. 1959, Honolulu, Hawaii seeks a franchise in baseball's new Continental League. 1960, Stadium CIA pilot Francis Gary Powers was convicted of spying by the USSR, the U-2 incidents, and sentenced to 3 years in prison, plus 7 in a hard labor camp, or just a labor camp. He served 17 months before being exchanged for a captured Soviet KGB spy. Yeah, imprisoned by the Soviet Union for espionage.
He was instructed. He had a cyanide capsule.
Yeah, he did. Well, go ahead.
No, he just had a cyanide. If you get shot down, they thought he never would because he was way too high. Mm-hmm. Take this cyanide capsule. Of course, he didn't.
Yeah, thank goodness for. Well, didn't he die in a helicopter crash later on though?
He may have.
He did. Yeah, right here. No, we've spoken about this. You mean to tell me somebody who flew spy mission over the Soviet Union and got shot down, then he died in a helicopter crash? No, this guy, he was killed, because it was something to do with he was flying over LA or something. He was like.
When did he die?
77 at the age of 47, August 1st.
That was 17 years after this, though.
Yeah, but he was also like in the system. So he probably killed him before he could be a whistleblower or something. 1960 as well, Soviet spacecraft Sputnik 5 carried 2 dogs, 2 rats, 40 mice, a rabbit, and fruit flies into space, becoming the first spacecraft to return animals alive from orbit. Why not also put in a partridge in a pear tree?
Fruit flies? Jeez.
Yeah. We also have New England's first commercial atomic energy reactor, there she is, owned by the Yankee Atomic Electric Company, achieved a self-sustaining nuclear reaction in Rome, Massachusetts. Yes, the first one. Here we go.
Wonder if it still exists today.
Probably not operational because the technology is changed so much. They'd probably have to rebuild it or something. 61, Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson visited West Berlin to demonstrate U.S. support after the construction of the Berlin Wall and received an enthusiastic welcome. 62, Homer Blancos played his finest round in golf, shooting at 55. Sounds pretty good.
Very good.
Yeah. 1964, communication satellite SciComm-3 was launched, the first geostationary communications satellite. 2 months later, it would enable live coverage of the 1964 Summer Olympics. That's awesome, just 2 months. Way to pull the work. 65, Auschwitz trials ended with 6 life sentences. It doesn't seem like enough. 65 as well, the Yardbirds launched their first U.S. tour. You remember the Yardbirds?
Of course I do.
All right. So want to tell us about it? What genre?
Well, it was rock and roll.
Normal hippie shit?
I believe Eric Clapton was the original guitarist in that.
Okay. And a lot of these names just really went around.
It wasn't the Yard. I'm mistaking them for the Birds, I believe.
Oh.
So,
yeah, these are the Yardbirds.
Was around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the birds could be Yardbirds if they're in the yard. But,
Open that up. See if it was the Yardbirds that had Eric Clapton. Original guitarist, Yardbirds.
Original guitarist, Yardbirds.
I believe it was.
Here. Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page, Chris
that was later.
Keith Reef, and Jim McCarty.
Yeah, but that Jeff Beck was later after Eric Clapton. They had some great guitars.
Oh, it does say Eric Clapton. You're right. Right here. It says right here.
He left Jeff Beck. Those are 2 of the greatest guitarists of all time.
Yeah. 1965 as well, Japanese Prime Minister Eiseko Sato became the first post-World War II sitting Prime Minister to visit Okinawa Prefecture. Okinawa. Oh, the island of Okinawa.
Yes.
Yeah. 66, earthquake struck Varto region in eastern Turkey with a 6.8 magnitude, killing around 2,400. 66 as well. The Beatles were pelted with rotten fruit and firecrackers during a concert at the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. The Ku Klux Klan demonstrated outside the show and burnt records.
What? Because there was a hate for the Beatles?
Because of the Jesus thing.
Oh.
Both drank water at the same time. Had some dead air. Yeah, no, like, I think this is the only time I'll actually be on the side of the Klan. You know? Like, because, like, say what you want about the Beatles, but when they said that bigger than Jesus comment, you know,
well,
that flushed everything away from me. Like, and it's not because, like, you know, I'm spiritual or whatever. You just don't say that, ever. They could have said, oh, we're bigger than Vishnu. We're bigger than Moses. You know, we're bigger than Muhammad. I don't care. You don't say that shit. You know?
Right.
67, The Beatles' All You Need Is Love. Speaking of the Beatles, single went on to number 1. That's really ironic. You know, exactly 1 year after, like, the Klan themselves.
Yeah.
You know, like the I mean, like, the Klan is stupid. They just hate, but, like, you know, yeah, this song right here. Fucking.
Yeah.
It starts off really interesting.
Yep. Love. Oh.
And copyright, so. But. What else we got here? 1970, the Chinese community of South Africa was granted white status. White status? Like white skin? Or what the heck does this mean? Like,
White noise, maybe?
White status. Like white shirts? Like honorary
Sounds
whites.
Like,
Term
wow.
used in apartheid, but this is South Africa. Oh. It is white people stat. Wow. I'm going to throw up. Like, this is disgusting.
Pretty awful.
Yeah. So, wow. I mean, I didn't even read this out. The idea of prejudice to this degree is so appalling to me that I didn't even put the dots together when I first read this. I'm just like, what? Apartheid, of course. It is, you know, white supremacy in this article. Holy crap, dude. 73 is no longer another source. Pirate World Music Radio Holland closed down after 10 years. 74, RCA Records released Pussycats, the 10th album by Stadium singer Harry Nilsson in the U.S. The album is produced by John Lennon, and Nilsson works through a serious vocal cord injury that diminished his acclaimed range. That's unfortunate. 76 as well. President Gerald Ford won the Republican presidential nomination at the Kansas City Convention. 78, between 377 and 470 people died in an arson fire at a movie theater in Abadan, Iran. What the heck? Setting thing on, like, the Cinema Rex fire caused more than 300 deaths. Wow. 79, My Sharona.
Oh, yeah.
You know? By the Neck. Hit number 1 and stayed there for, 6 weeks. So, My Sharona. You all know this song. Yeah. Copyright, though. 1979 as well, Soviet cosmonauts Vladimir Lyakov and Valery Ryomin returned to Earth aboard Soyuz 34 after a record 175 days in space. Now, I wonder if that record has been broken, especially by those astronauts who were stranded up on the ISS, the International Space Station, because Boeing, with their DEI crap, was just failing everywhere. You know, so 1980s.
Did Musk go up there and get him?
Eventually, yeah, he had to go bail him out. 1980, Saudi Arabian Lockheed TriStar crashed on landing at Riyadh, killing 301. So Saudi Flight 163, a Lockheed L1011 TriStar, burnt after making an emergency landing at Riyadh International Airport in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, killing 301 people. 1980, we have the Ozgon Railway accident in Poland's worst post-war railway accident. 67 people lost their lives and a further 62 were injured. So that means that if this is the worst post-war, does that mean that there's an even worse pre-war one? Like, what's their worst? It doesn't say worst ever, period. Just worst post-war. Alluding to the fact that there's an even worse one that happened before the war. Which is why I'm asking the question. 81 as well, Stadium athlete Ronaldo Neymar ran the 110-meter hurdles in a world record time of 12.93 seconds in Zurich, Switzerland. Two U.S. Navy F-14 fighters jet fighters shot down two Soviet-built Libyan Su-22s. Now, before before I read the, sorry, I just really need some more. Do you want to fill the air really quick?
Yeah. No, that's really sad that they were shot down.
Yeah, it was. But, the Gulf of Sidra, the U.S. F-14A Tomcat fighters intercepted and shot down two Libyan Sukhoi Su-22 fighter jets over the Gulf of Sidra. I wonder why, though. Like, did they fly into our airspace or something, like NATO? Or Silvio Santos launched a new Brazilian television channel in Sao Paulo, Sistema Brasileiro de Televisão. I thought that was pretty cool. 82, Soyuz T-7 launched. Svetlana Savitskaya became the second woman in space. I wonder who the first one was. 83, LSU footballer Billy Cannon was sentenced to 5 years for counterfeiting. 84, Republican convention in Dallas, Tejas nominated incumbent Ronald Reagan for president. 85, Archbishop Desmond Tutu snubbed P.W. Bos's invitation to attend a meeting to discuss the role and actions of the police and security forces in South Africa following the Rubicon speech 4 days earlier. Yeah, this P.W. Bos, the guy, he was like all about apartheid. Like his ancestry, like his grandfather, I think, started the whole like apartheid thing. Like back in the early 90s. He's a descendant of the Boers. Like, you know, the white descendant, Afrikaners are a specific type of Boers, I think, if I remember correctly. 85 as well, Japan launched Suizui, the country's second probe for Halley's Comet. That's pretty cool. Ayo's time! Gonna get through my life in less than 9 minutes.
No.
1987, Hunger for Massacre, England. Michael Ryland killed 16 people with an assault rifle and then committed self-deletion. Yeah. Well, you know what? If the people had guns, they could take care of the situation far before the police could even knew about it, let alone respond. But, you know, the Brits, they want to be a police state. They want to be fascist. You know, the people really should rise up and take their country back. 1988, Iran and Iraq began a ceasefire in their 8-year-old war at 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, EDT, whatever that is. 89, the first crack in the Iron Curtain as Hungary opened its borders to Austria for a pan-European picnic for a few hours. That's pretty cool. Several hundred East Germans crossed the frontier between Hungary and Austria during the pan-European picnic, part of the events that began the process of the fall of the Berlin Wall. Epic. Tadeusz Mazowiecki was elected as the first non-communist prime minister of Poland. Excellent. So Polish President Wojciech Jaruzelski nominated solidarity activist Tadeusz Mazowiecki to be the first non-communist prime minister in 42 years. 1990, Dodger Jose Offerman hit a home run in his first at-bat. What a way to start.
Yeah.
91, conservative members of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union attempted to depose Mikhail Gorbachev in a coup d'etat. So during the dissolution of the Soviet Union, the August coup began when the Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev was placed under house arrest while on holiday in the town of Foros, Ukraine. Yeah. 91, Hurricane Bob. Oh, Hurricane Bob, you know. It hit the U.S., making landfall in Massachusetts. We spoke about this yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. And I think it killed people. I'm not sure. But this is other sources saying between today and tomorrow. You know, the 20th. That's tomorrow. 92, Sri Lanka made its highest cricket score ever, 8-547 against Australia. So Sri Lankan cricket wicketkeeper Ramesh Kalawitharyanana scored 132 on debut in the first test against Australia in Colombo. Okay. 93, George Tiller, an abortion doctor, was shot in his arms by Rochelle Sandon. Both his arms, plural.
Wow.
So both of his arms? Like, that's terrible. 93, Mattel and Fisher-Price toy companies merged. Yeah. 95, after 5 days, Shannon Faulkner quits as the first woman at the Citadel. How stereotypical. 95, Mike Tyson returned to the ring after serving 3 years in prison and defeated Peter McNeely by disqualification in 89 seconds. Well, yeah, this disqualification. You want to go into a ring with someone who just got out of prison after 3 years? Like, I surrender. 1986 as well, major South African political parties began their submissions to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, the TRC. What is this? That sounds like bogus. Truth and Reconciliation Committee? Or Commission? Are you kidding me? Like,
oh crap.
Yeah, what a remember when Biden was trying to start a Ministry of Truth? I mean,
Something
what in the name of Nazi? Like hello,
Of course, it'll be the government truth, so of course
yeah,
it's true.
Yeah. 98 South African Truth and Reconciliation Commission chairperson Archbishop Desmond Tutu released documents revealing an alleged plot by Western countries to assassinate United Nations Secretary General Dag Hammarskjöld of Sweden. Yikes. 99 in Belgrade, tens of thousands of Serbians rallied to demand the resignation of Slobodan Milosevic as president of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. 2001, German Ferrari driver Michael Schumacher won the Hungarian Grand Prix at the Hungarian to clinch his fourth F1 World Drivers' Championship and equal Alan Prost's record of 51 Grand Prix victories. That is impressive. 2002, a Russian Mi-26 helicopter carrying troops was hit by a Chechen missile outside Grozny, killing 127 soldiers and injuring 20 in the worst attack in helicopter history. Wow. Other source, the Kanala Mi-126 crash. A Russian Mi-26 helicopter carrying troops was hit by a Chechen missile outside Grozny, killing 118 soldiers. So 118, 127, that's a big discrepancy there.
Huge.
Yeah. A car bomb attack in 2003 on United Nations headquarters in Iraq killed the agency's top envoy, Sergio Vieira de Mello, and 21 other employees. Hamas planned suicide attack on a bus in Jerusalem killed 23 Israelis, 7 of whom were children. I don't care who you are. As soon as you start killing other people, you've lost the plot, especially if it's children.
Well,
so
yeah.
So, 2004, a gymnast Carly Patterson, or U.S. gymnast Carly Patterson, became the second Canadian woman to win the all-around gold medal and the first to win at a non-boycotted games, or Olympic Games, when she took the gold in Athens. A non-boycotted Olympic Games. What a weird thing to say. Like, who's boycotting what, when, where? Is boycotting Olympics normally a thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is?
No, it's not normally a thing.
I remember, though, that we boycotted the Olympics once because of the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
And then the whole world banned the Olympics from being held in South Africa. Or at one point something was being held, I think it was the soccer stuff.
I don't think it was the Olympics.
Yeah, it was the Olympics. New Zealand got flack too because they were doing something involving South Africa. We've covered this. I know, that's why I know this. I don't know exactly the semantics though anymore. But we have covered these articles. Anyway, 2004, we got that one. Google Inc. had its initial public offering in NASDAQ, which was what? What was its offering? So.
Well, I don't know where it started. They didn't.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
But maybe what's a public offering?
It went
how
public.
How it
It
starts?
went on the stock market.
Yeah. So what would its initial public offering be?
I don't know.
That's just what I'm wondering. Oh, here we go. It started. The stock opened at $100, $15 higher than the 85 initial public offering price. Well, that's bullshit. They're getting preferential treatment right out of the gate. They're $15 higher than everybody else. That's bullshit. Wow, that's some favoritism right there. Holy crap. 2005. A series of strong storms dubbed the Toronto Supercell lashed southern Ontario, spawning several tornadoes and creating extreme flash flooding within the city of Toronto and its surrounding communities. In Ontario, Canada? Yeah, like tornadoes.
Wow, that's really up there.
Yeah. We also have the first ever joint military exercise between Russia and China called Peace Mission 2005 began. That's alarming. 2007, 15.12 inches or 38.4 centimeters of rainfall in Hooka, Minnesota, a state record breaking the previous record after 35 years. 2008, Britain's Victoria Pendleton defeated Anna Mayers in the women's cycling sprint final at the Beijing Olympics, with Great Britain dominating the track by winning 7 of the 10 gold medals. That's epic. That's 7? Yeah, it is. 2008, Chris Hoy is encapsulated British dominance in track cycling at the Beijing Olympics by defeating teammate Jason Kenny to win the sprint, adding to his carrion and team sprint gold medals. Carrion?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that word at all.
Let's see, 2008, adding to his carrion. 2008 here, 2008. Where are you? There you go. Carrion. This word. That's weird. Let's look this up here really quick. Carrion. Cycling. Okay. Form of motor pace cycle racing. Okay, so the motorcycle sets the pace, and people are behind it.
Okay.
I was like, oh, which reminds me. Hold on a second. Cycle racing, lay on belly. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. Here it is. This guy, the genius. I just want to play
I've
this
seen
game.
this before. You must have showed it to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I showed it. Somebody added music to it, but yeah, he just gets on his belly and everything, and
Aerodynamics at work.
I wonder if this is even legal.
Sure it is. He's on his bike. He can be any way.
Yeah, and yeah, probably because it's incredibly dangerous to do this. Is why it's legal, because if you screw up, you're done. But what I absolutely love right here, look at that guy's face. See here, hold on a second. I'll bigger this really quick. But look at the motorcycle guy. You can kind of see his mouth just open in shock. Watch this. See that? And he gets the pace car is being paced, or I guess repaced. So that's epic. What else we got here? 2008, Lady Gaga's debut album, The Fame, was released by Interscope Records, later receiving the Grammy Award for Best Electronic Dance Album in 2010. She is also an evil person. In 2008, reigning world champion Christine Ohuru won the women's 400 meter at the Beijing Olympics, earning Great Britain's 50th gold medal in Olympic track and field competition. The men's gymnastics program at the Beijing Olympics concluded with the home team from China dominating the medals tally, taking 7 of 8 gold medals. Zhu Kai wins 3. There's obviously something's happening. They completely take every medal, from yesterday. And the day before, this is the third day in a row where China's just dominating everything. I can't believe it. There has to be some kind of meddling afoot with this. 2009, a series of bombings in Baghdad killed 101 people and injured an additional 565 in Iraq. Thank you, by the way, for turning that on. 2010, Operation Iraqi Freedom wind down as the last of the United States Brigade combat teams crossed the border into Kuwait. 2012, a plane crash in the mountainous region of Todate, Sudan, killed 32, including several government officials and staff, en route to the Eid al-Fitr festival, which celebrates the end of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. The crash is blamed on bad weather conditions. I don't know. That sounds fishy. 2013, 37 pilgrims are killed in a train accident in India. So the Dharma Ghat train accident in the state of Bihar. Pilgriming to where, though, is my question. NASA, in 2014, satellites took photos showing that the eastern basin of the Aral Sea has, for the first time, completely dried up. Look at that.
Ooh,
before and after.
Yeah.
And I actually have another right there. That's scary.
Where's that at?
The Aral Sea, wherever the Aral Sea is. Aral Sea. Let's look this up here. A lake in Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan.
Okay.
Somewhere in Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Middle East area, that general, 2014, the 24-hour ceasefire extension renewal between Israel and Palestine was violated as Hamas fired rockets. The Israeli Air Force responded, killing 9 Gazans. Yeah, it never ends. 2015, U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved female Viagra libido pill Adi. What? Okay. 2016, a 6-way tie for first place occurred in the final of the equestrian individual jumping competition at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. Nick Skelton of Great Britain won the gold medal jump-off. Okay. We also have Chloe Esposito of Australia set an Olympic record with an overall score of 1,372 points to win women's modern pentathlon in Rio de Janeiro. And Laura de Clovel of France was second with 1,356 points. And Otakawa Nowaka of Poland was third with 1,349 points. All right. The city of San Francisco unveiled a statue of singer Tony Bennett outside the Fairmont Hotel, where he first performed his signature song, I Left My Heart in San Francisco.
We've been up to that.
In 61. Yeah, we've been in San Francisco 2-3 times now.
We walked up in front of that hotel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Right up on top. The Fairmont.
On top of the hotel?
No, on top of the hill. It's up on the hill.
Oh, okay.
The statue
There's that
wasn't there
statue
then.
right there.
2016?
yeah.
Yeah, we may have been there, but I don't remember. I mean, I don't know if it was 2016, 2018 when we went.
Well, we've gone twice. We've taken a road trip through
But it was
California
you and me
twice. Okay, well that was 20.
18, something like that.
You know, we have the technology. Hold on a second. All I gotta do is visit my channel. Let's see here.
Fairmont's, yeah, on top of Knob Hill.
Safari. 6 years ago. So that was 2020.
Oh, okay.
No. Hold on a second.
It seemed like it's longer than that.
Let me pause that.
Before
one.
COVID, I know that.
July 11, 2017.
Okay, so a year after.
9 years ago.
Okay, so the statue was there.
Yeah. Why did it say 6 years ago? Oh, I was reading views. 9 years ago. Duh. Okay. So, all right. What else do we got here? 2006 years. Well, Dilshad Nazarov of Tajikistan threw 78.68 meters to win the men's hammer throw gold medal at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics, earning the first gold medal for Tajikistan in Olympic history. I don't know why I had a hard time saying Tajikistan. 2016 as well, Great Britain upsetted the heavily favored Netherlands to win the women's field hockey gold medal at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics after drawing 3-3 in regulation time and winning a dramatic penalty shootout 2-0. Kylie Nichol scored 3 goals as the U.S. women's water polo team routed Italy 12-5 to win the gold medal in Rio de Janeiro and retain her Olympic title. Still in 2016, Vivian Cherniret of Kenya goes one better than her London silver medal by winning the women's 5,000 meter at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics, running an Olympic record of 14 minutes 26.17 seconds. 2017, finally, tens of thousands of farmed non-native Atlantic salmon were accidentally released into the wild in Washington waters in the 2017 Cypress Island Atlantic salmon pen break. You know,
It doesn't sound
accidentally my ass. Like, how do you accidentally release tens of thousands of non-indigenous invasive species? They're trying to destroy the area. This is intentional. So obvious.
I wonder what the results been over the last 10
Probably
years.
not good. It's probably why they wouldn't release the water because of the stupid smelt. Because they're probably killing the smelt. 2018, Limerick wins the All Ireland Hurling Championship for the first time in 45 years with a 3-16 to 2-18 victory over defending champions Galway at Croke Park, Dublin. 2018, monsoon rains finally eased in Kerala State, India, with flooding taking 350 lives and 200,000 in relief camps. Wow. So, 200,000 people homeless and everything. Novak Djokovic defeated Roger Federer 6-4, 6-4 in the final of the Cincinnati Masters to become the first player to win all 9 ATP Masters 1000 tournaments. Congratulations. Since the series started in 1990. Yeah. So it hasn't even been around that long.
No.
Well, that explains how he's the first. It's get in quick. 2018 as well, 2 more earthquakes hit Lombok in Indonesia, killing 14 people 2 weeks after previous earthquakes. Man, that's just bad luck there. Weinstein accuser Asia Argento was alleged to have sexually assaulted a 17-year-old in an article by the New York Times. Okay.
Weinstein was the director, whatever he was.
I know. Oh, no. This is the accuser themselves is also being accused now.
Oh.
It sounds like. Let me reread this. And where is it? Right here.
Accuser is
Here we go.
to have sexually
Weinstein
assaulted.
accuser is alleged to have sexually assaulted a 17-year-old in an article. So the accuser of Weinstein themselves is now being accused. Yeah. Oh, how the turntables. And suddenly the Me Too movement isn't to their benefit, huh? 2018, N.K. Jemisin became the first author to win the Hugo Award for Best Novel in 3 consecutive years. With her work, The Stow's Guy, she's also the first to win for all 3 novels in the trilogy. I wonder, though, if she actually earned it or if this is DEI crap. It is around that time. 2019, Evelyn Hernandez was cleared for killing her newborn baby in a landmark case in a retrial in El Salvador. I don't know. Sudanese ex-president Omar al-Bashir admitted he had received $90 million from Saudi Arabian royals at the start of his corruption trial in Khartoum. Yeah, this guy needs to be buried under the prison. 2020, Apple became the first U.S. company to be valued at $2 trillion just 2 years after it reached a $1 trillion valuation.
Doubled in size.
Dude, invoke the antitrust laws. Break it up. Break it up. 2020 golfing dinner termed Golfgate, appearing to flout Kung Flu restrictions and attended by Irish political figures, prompted 2 politicians to later resign. Yeah, rules for thee, not for me type of situation. Largest floods in 70 years wet the toes of giant 71-meter Lishan Buddha carved by a river just outside Shenzhou, China, with 100,000 people evacuated. Oh, yeah, there was the fishing accident thing, all that stuff. There's another example of that. Here, look at that. Like, it's like the water.
Man, yeah.
Now, you can't see it that well, but that's the roof.
The water, yeah.
That's the roof of a pagoda. That's a building.
Oh, man.
So the water is like 10 feet deep or something right there. And just to give you an example, just to show what it's supposed to look like. Like, let's see here. Right here, if it loads in. Right there, you can see the water. It's at the feet right there.
Yeah.
But normally, it's supposed to be. You see all that?
Yeah.
It rose by like easily. It has to be 20 feet, 30 feet.
Yeah.
Right there. So, even though you just see 2 feet, like it's just up by 2 feet. You know. 2020 U.S. Postmaster General Louis DeJoy said he will suspend the controversial plan to cut costs until after the election. 2021, Iran's official Kung Flu death toll surpassed 100,000 amid its 5th wave of infections, according to its health ministry. Oh, trust the science. You know, nothing says trust the science than the 5th Amendment, huh? You know, I am science. 2022, a 30-hour siege began at Hoyat Hotel, Mogadishu, by Shabab militants, leaving 21 dead and 117 injured. European drought uncovers river hunger stones that once warned of famine, including the Decian stone, earliest inscription 1417, on the Elbe River with the carving, "If you see me, then weep."
Ah.
You know,
yeah, that's what we were talking about that earlier.
Now, really interesting. Here's a stone. That's what this translates to. You know. So
the way you were describing, I thought they could see it down in the water. But
no, it's above the
water.
water. It's that's what I'm saying. It's above the water. If you can see me, then weep, because there's so little water that you ain't gonna get food. You know. So like this is terrifying. Like just a couple hundred years ago, this meant certain death. You know.
Yeah, you weren't gonna have enough water to survive.
We also,
crops and
We also have Mexico's former Attorney General Jesus Murillo Caram was arrested in connection with the disappearance of 43 students in 2014, one of the country's worst human rights tragedies. Yikes.
I remember that.
2023, MLB Philadelphia Phillies shortstop Trey Turner hit 2 solo home runs in the same inning in a 12-3 win over the Nationals in Washington. Wow. 2 solo home runs in the same inning.
Yeah.
How?
Batting around.
Wow.
Everybody got up to bat in the same inning.
2024, English tech entrepreneur Mike Lynch and 5 others died when their luxury yacht capsized in a storm off the coast of Palermo. Oops. We also have, 2 years ago, Sydney opened a new multi-billion-dollar metro line between Chatswood and Sydenham, the city's biggest transport change since the opening of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Wow. That's a bit bold claim right there.
What's a transport chain?
Like a subway.
Oh,
like light rail, metro, intercity, transport. So.
Okay.
Yeah, metro line. So it's for light rail.
Yeah.
Like remember when I went up to Portland?
Yeah.
And everything. I took the light rail from the train station all the way to my friend's apartment.
Ah, yeah.
So,
okay.
And last but not least, 2025, John Wall, NBA 5-time All-Star and Washington Wizards #1 draft pick in 2010, announced his retirement after 11 seasons. Do you know if this guy John Wall?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
He was a guard.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition, and these links that we've been collecting throughout the show will appear about 5-10 minutes or so after the live stream. Pardon me. Really dry, as per usual. Anyway, a lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only bring you a portion between a couple sources. We've gone through all 42 pages of our document in the past hour and 13 minutes. I'm sorry,
You gonna live?
I don't know, we'll see. I'm just, I guess I'm not, been doing this every day for almost a year now.
So you have a lot of phlegm.
Yeah, I probably do. So, anyway, where were we? What's the code word? Let us know that they're still watching until this point.
Good question. I had one I've totally forgot.
Thirsty! Put thirsty! I am incredibly dehydrated. In the comment section, let us know you're still watching up until this point. Anyway, for your dose of Passive Events Daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every single day, respectively. We do have other shows. We have a new show every Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. The first Sunday of every month, we have I'm Okay, You're Okay.
Yes.
IOYO, whatever.
Yes. Kind of blew it.
And at 3 p.m., yeah. Yeah, it's hot. We're getting cooked in here. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Lone.
And UVRU until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is. Don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 thumbs and subscribe.